Everyone gambles, even if you don't sports bet. People gamble on lottery tickets. People gamble on stock markets. People gamble in the casino. Some people gamble with their friends and family. Risk and gamble is built into life. Have you ever started a business? That's a gamble. Have you ever ran a yellow light? That's a gamble. Let your gas tank get low? That's a gamble. What about let your phone die? That's a gamble. But the real question is, do you understand the risk that you're taking or not? Now, when it comes to sports betting, most people approach it the same way. They gamble blindly. When you approach it with structure, discipline, and research, your results can look very different. This was my biggest win. $10 turned into $1,000. That's 100 units in profit. Units are what we call in sports betting world to basically determine how much you actually win on a slip. But you see, hitting that slip didn't happen overnight. According to Pickett, hitting 100 units is an extremely rare milestone. It took me 2 full years of learning losses, adjustments, and discipline to reach that achievement. This was one of my very first slips back in 2022. And if you've been around long enough, you would probably remember these old looking slips. Now, if what I've been saying so far sounds like gibberish, I highly recommend you go get a copy of my ebook that explains everything about sports betting and daily fantasy sports picks. Now, whether you bet or not, you may not know that Price Picks is actually one of the biggest companies in the world in terms of sports picks, and it actually launched in 2015 with the real explosion and going viral being from 2021 to 2023, and that's exactly right when I started. I grew up playing football and actually love sports, so learning about a game that actually allows you to make money by making picks on people that you actually like watching anyways seemed like a really good idea for me. And over the years, I stacked up hundreds of wins, thousands of dollars, and most importantly, the experience. Eventually, I realized there's a lot more to this space than just picks. That's why I wrote a full ebook breaking down the ecosystem of sports betting and daily fantasy sports. In that, I explain the difference between sports betting, casinos, and daily fantasy sports. Because what most people see are the wins, but they don't see the strategy behind the slips and the losses that come with the process. Here's my 2026 Pickett summary analysis. Pickett is an app that tracks all of your sports bets and sports picks all in one place. And in this, you can see that having a losing record can still be profitable. The calendar shows that even though I have an 81 win and 127 loss record, my units were positive, meaning I actually made more money than I lost. This is why tracking is so important. Here's a manual way you could do it. I used to do it on my notes app where I would just track not only my picks, but I would track my units and the bets that I actually win. And now I actually use a whole Excel tracking system where I track my units, my bankroll, the whole nine. Not only did I create an ebook, I also started my own Discord channel where I coach and help people with the same strategies that I use to be successful. Research and having strategies helps you be successful long term. One of the biggest key indicators of having success is seeing your slips bumped prior to the game starting. This is a bump slip, meaning all these props were bumped from the original line that we set at. For example, CJ Stroud is set at 248 yards and he was bumped to 250 yards. Here's a win and slip example where you can see Kyle Kuzma, I took him at 14.5 points and it was bumped to 16.5. Some people are like, oh, that's too much. Is it too much to lose? If you're winning, why is it too much? Betting involves real research. Looking at projections, hit rates, matchups, line discrepancies, all across different platforms. Promotions can play a huge role in building bankrolls over time, so I highly recommend it. Nothing that I says matters if I don't have the proof and the accuracy to back it. I'm literally in the top 5% of bettors. What started as just a hobby turned into a business helping others. Members with different walks of life, different bankroll sizes, but we all follow the same structured system. I'm on Instagram, this is my Discord, and I'm also on Patreon. That's where you have more education and you can see all the slips that I've hit. This is also where members sign up for their free trial where they can upgrade to a full-blown membership and they can downgrade or cancel at any time. You see the difference between winning and losing is structure, discipline, research, and understanding your risk. If you want to learn how to approach this the right way, welcome to High Rolling Risk Takers.